A very good evening to you, hoping you had a lovely day. Welcome to Uctv News. I'm Sunday Gloria Aboch. Starting off with information from UNEB as the Uganda National Examinations Board prepares to release the 2023 primary leaving examinations. The public has been warned against imposters conning head teachers and school directors to help them improve the grades of their students or remove their schools from lists of schools suspected of examination malpractices. Jennifer Kalule Musamba, the UNEB spokesperson, has cautioned school heads and directors against involvement with them.
As the Uganda National Examinations Board prepares to release the 2023 examination results, it has come to our attention that there are some impositors who are conning head teachers and school directors of money, allegedly to either help them improve the grades of their candidates or allegedly to remove them from the list of schools who are suspected of having indulged in examination malpractice. As a board, we do hereby caution heads of centers, school directors, as well as the public against involvement with such fraudsters.
And now the government of Uganda has issued a new set of regulations to guide public procurement and public assets disposal in the country effective 5th of February 2024. The new public procurement and disposal of public assets regulations has been occasioned by the new developments and practices in the legal framework governing public procurement and public assets disposal processes. Honorable Mateka Saija, the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, announced the new PPDA regulations at the Uganda Media Center while briefing the press.
The government has issued a new set of regulations to guide public procurement and public assets disposal in the country starting 5th February 2024. The issuance of these regulations has been occasioned by the developments in the legal framework governing public procurement and public assets disposal process, as I will indicate down below. In 2003, the government enacted the PPD Act as the principal law for guiding and regulating practices in respect of public procurement and asset disposal in Uganda. The Act came into force on the 21st February 2003 and has since been amended twice in 2011 and 2021. The 2021 amendment was assented to by His Excellency the President on the 1st of June of that year, and it came into force on the 1st July again on that year. It introduced new provisions to govern the public procurement and disposal of public asset process. The PPDA Amended Act of 2021 provided for the following. 1. Reduce tiers in the administrative review process from 3 to 2. Aggrieved bidders in the procurement process would no longer appeal to the PPDA, but rather to the accounting officer and the PPDA appeals tribunal. 2. Reservation of selected procurement opportunities for small and medium enterprises and special interest groups. This is aimed at promoting local companies and business persons to benefit from public procurement opportunities. 3. Incorporation of sustainable public procurement. 4. Provision for the electronic records and communication. 5. Amendment the KCCA Act and Local Government Act with respect to procurement and disposal related proceedings. In addition to the new provisions, the amendments also necessitated the revision of the PPDA regulations that had been issued in 2014 for central government entities and 2006 for local government entities. It's against this background that after the requisite extensive consultations, new regulations were developed and gazetted on the 8th of December last year and are to be applied across all government agencies effective 5th of February this year. The objectives of the new regulations: 1. To harmonize the PPDA regulations. The government will henceforth use the same regulation for both central government and local government entities. The local government PPDA regulations of 2006 were therefore revoked. 2. To create efficiency in the procurement process through reduction of procurement lead times, to promote the use of procurement as a socio-economic tool and to practice sustainable procurement. In other words, all public procurement and disposal activities must now be subjected to scrutiny for environment, social, and health safeguards. And 4, to simplify procurement and reduce the cost of doing business without compromising quality. To provide for procuring and disposal entities sourcing for equipment directly from manufacturers, aviation equipment, medical equipment, and agricultural and industrial equipment.
Benson Turiamwe, the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets Executive Director, has provided clarity on the amended PPDA regulations which cover procuring and disposal entities, procurement of consultancy services, disposal of public assets, evaluations regulations, contracts regulations, and administrative review. More details to this story.
The Honorable Minister read the regulations that were amended, and there were 7 amended from 2014. Now there are new provisions in the 7 regulations. And these 7 regulations, if I just give short highlights. For example, if you talk about a procuring and disposing entity regulations, a procuring and disposing entity is a ministry, is a local government, is a parastatal body of government that is handling the procurement process. And when we talk about the procurement process, we are talking right from the procurement planning, calling for bids, bidding, and the private bidders or contractors or providers participating in that process, and then they must be governed by these regulations. For example, in the old regulations, especially in local government, the officer, the head of procurement unit, was a secretary to the contracts committee. But these regulations are saying the head of procurement and disposal unit shall not be a secretary or member of the contracts committee, because the contracts committee is a committee again established by the accounting officer of that entity, approved by permanent secretary, secretary treasury or Minister of Finance, to advocate on all the procurement activities. But also, if the procurement unit submits an evaluation report to the contracts committee or anything, for decision making, these regulations have also put a cap on when they should make a decision. And this is the efficiency the Honorable Minister was talking about in the procurement process. 10 days, you must have made a decision. Otherwise, before the PDU, the procurement unit, would submit, and the contracts committee, maybe they are on their own, the procurement takes forever, takes a month or 2 months without approving the evaluation process. But also in the procurement, we are provide due diligence. You have had companies which are not performing, companies which are briefcase companies. So in these regulations, we are also providing that the due diligence must be taken before a contract is signed. If you select a contract provider A, and you are going to sign, the accounting office is going to sign a contract, they must do a thorough due diligence on that company, on the information they have submitted, whether they will actually do that, implement that contract. I'll give you another example. For example, under the evaluation, there are also evaluation regulations. They were there. 2014 had evaluation regulations. Evaluation is assessing the bids that you have received. How do you evaluate? There is an evaluation criteria. But here we are regulating the lead times. Because you have also had that evaluation, you open bids now, 6 months down the road, a contract has not been awarded. Evaluation has not been completed. Before, the lead times for open international bidding, for example, was 110 days, working days. It was allowed. Now we are saying, if you evaluate, if you open bids and you are supposed to take a maximum, and we are talking about maximum, 60 days. Beyond 60 days, that procurement can be challenged in breach of this provision. But when you say 60 days, it doesn't mean you can take 5 days. That is the upper limit. For open domestic bidding, where we use open domestic bidding, it was 100 days. Now we are saying 45 days maximum. Restricted bidding, restricted international, they were 65. We are using lead times 35 days. This document I think will be shared. I think it is days. In terms of the contracting, we have also provided that the issues of environment, social, must be included in the contract. Those who are not there. There was also an initial advance payment when I was minister, that if you are procuring for government, you can't advance more than 30%. For example, you want to procure an aircraft, or a medical equipment, or an industrial machinery, where these manufacturers are saying, me, I need advance payment, everything before even I start manufacturing. Government was allowing only up to 30% with a guarantee. Now these regulations are saying, depending on case by case, you can even advance 100%. So that upper limit of 30% has been removed, and we are saying you can advance more than 30% after obtaining prior approval from the PSST, Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development.
And now, local leaders have been urged to come up with solutions to address the problem of rubbish that goes uncollected in Mpondwe Lubiriha Town Council at the Uganda DRC border.
Gara custom border mbera kasasiro embi abantu batandise kasasiro katandise kunyira wano kati bakulembeza baffe tubasaba kasasiro bakaje mu town naye batandise kugana tibakola mirimu jaffe nga tuwagala bamapoze
hand we during our lobbying processes when they were launching the market, we requested for a garbage truck that we wanted to use to help us in Mpondo Lubiriha Town Council to continue carrying out garbage here. But unfortunately, the promises which were made to us have never been fulfilled, that is leading to our town being dirty. I was saying that this is an entry point from DRC to Uganda, which works as a face that needs to be cleaned every time. And we had that promise. But now the town council doesn't have any vehicle, any truck that it uses in carrying out garbage. And because of that, we have delays in cleaning the town, because we wait for the money being transferred to our account that is using the system of IRAS. The following month is when you get what you deposited. Until this money is received, no works can be done. And more so, we have to hire trucks that are being used in carrying out the garbage. We hire trucks from the district or even private users. We get them cleaning the town. Otherwise, we are aiming at looking at a clean town if we have facilities, resources that can be used for this one.
Thank you for watching UCTV News. It is time now for Today in History. And with our Today in History segment, UCTV News is going to take a very short break and we'll be back.
UCTV, good news for all.
Catch incredible stories of resilience, success.
You can manage that money
with a topping of inspiration.
Get interested in people, not interested in yourself.
Inspire, achieve, repeat.
You are watching UCTV, good news for all. For this and more, tune in to Kasese Get Radio 100.5 in Western Region, located at the hill of the Diocese of Kasese. KGR brings you all Catholic programs and an advertising platform in all our radio shows like Good Morning Renzori, Chama Toboka, Ukute, the business show, Propeller, the request show and sports, Evaluation, Bahinga Bakuluka, Late Night Show, and many others. Our other services include Isuzu Tipa, a no car, public address system, live band, Omokekera, an audio recording studio, and outside live broadcast. For more information, call 0773-597-166 or visit our website www.kasesegatradio.com. Kasese Radio, Omusondoria, the voice of truth.
It's unbelievable. Now, companies, businesses, and organizations can make bulk payments easily with Centenary Bank's corporate center SWIFT to anyone without the need of a bank account, anywhere, anytime, just like that. The recipient needs only their phones, national ID, and token number received via SMS to withdraw money from any center agent nearby. The Centenary Bank's corporate center SWIFT is simple, secure, and convenient. You think it's too good to be true? Visit any of our branches countrywide or visit www.centenarybank.co.ug to know more. Centenary Bank. Centenary Bank is a member center group regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits of up to 10 million shillings are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Terms and conditions apply.
UCTV. Good news for all.
And with that ends our bulletin tonight. Thank you for watching UCTV News. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night.